talk about like when we're working on these emotions, right? You're trying to change different things in your life, right? Talk about surrendering to a bigger plan. What does that mean, and how can you utilize that?
You know, so so when you're working through an emotion, so let's say fear as an example. I don't know if fear is an emotion. I think it is. Um, when you're working through it, a lot of times it will mean, at least, and again, I speak from my experience, so please only take what resonates, discard the rest, because not everything is for everyone. So always check in with yourself. Is what this person is sharing for me or not? And just take it from there. So going back to the experience, Bryce, I was sharing with you, as I was working through fears, I needed to take certain steps. And those steps I was actually even more afraid to take. Like, because I was so intellectual and I could see, oh, if I took this step, it's going to lead me here. If I took step B, it's going to lead me here, and on and on and on. And I think I was so stuck intellectually that I just could not jump off a cliff and trust that the universe would hold me, if that makes any sense.
Mhm.
You know, because a lot of times as you're working through your fears, there might come a time where you just have to, you've cleared all the things emotionally, all the emotional garbage, all the emotional feelings that have come up for you, you've made peace with them, and then it comes a point when you just have to act. And that action is sometimes an act of surrender. You know, for example, when I started making videos, I and I had a lot of fear making videos. I literally drove myself to not just intellectual exhaustion, but also emotional exhaustion, until I got to a point where I was like, okay, you know what? Even if no one watches it, I'm going to do it. And I literally came to a do or die situation emotionally and mentally because I knew how important it was, but I also knew how afraid I was. But at the same time, I also took baby steps. So the very first series I did, or like video series I did on LinkedIn, was a meditation series. And you have absolutely no idea how afraid I was in doing the series. And I go through that kind of fear mindset every single time I think of a new series, because I wonder, like, who am I to do a series, or anything that, you know, your ego tells you that you're not enough.
Mm.
So a part of surrender, at least for me, is trusting that when you show up with an intention to help someone, when you show up with the intention to really make a difference in someone's life, and you surrender into that intention, someone will be there to catch you.
Mhm.
Like, it won't fall flat. And I think that is also a fear that comes up for a lot of people, like you were sharing with me yesterday, that, you know, a client telling you perhaps no one cares about them.
Mhm.
I think when you have an intention of the highest degree, and then you just surrender into that, you just lean into that, that I can see all the avenues that could potentially, I could assist from my offering, or that could open up for me through my offering. And then you just let the universe take its course and do its thing. To me, that's an act of surrender. And
Wow.
I think that is something that a lot of people can draw upon at this time. You know, when we are all feeling very edgy, not knowing how our business is going to be. But if we keep taking actions, keep taking steps, we may not know what that end solution or that end result would look like. But if we just trust and lean into that as we show up, as we keep taking action, the universe will do its course, because we are surrendering into something higher, more powerful, more bigger than ourselves. I feel we will find a way out of this.